You were saying something interesting. It seems like maybe last Mobile World Congress, it was all about the consumers are going to love this. It's P2P, for maybe other countries other than the United States. It seems like now the people we're interviewing, they're kind of like, yeah, maybe some places have lost the war on the P2P RCS. They're focused now on providing kind of the application to person, so business messaging to the consumer. Does it feel like maybe in some places it's more about the A2P than the P2P on the RCS stuff?
I would say definitely. I mean, the P2P is going to be a good experience, and I think if you talk to Google, who's has kind of not had the iMessage experience on Android. It's been limited in their capabilities of what they can do via chat. So, the P2P experience with Android messages, getting that across on all these different OEMs and having Samsung support it and being interoperable between the two different clients, that's going to be a huge win for them because now I've got the instant messaging, the one-to-one chat, group chat, rich file transfer location. I've got that in my messaging, which is going to be an improvement to where people... I think they did a survey that if some of the reasons people stick to an iPhone is they like the iMessage experience.
I love it.
Yeah, right? So they don't have that on an Android today. I mean, they'd have to go to an OTT.
But this would
client.
be in countries that haven't maybe moved 100% off to WhatsApp.
Exactly.
So it's kind of that middle ground.
Yeah, but when you talk to the carriers, they can't charge more for that. They're not going to be able to monetize. Even North America, right? They're not going to make more money off of it.
They're not going to charge the consumer more to receive an RCS message.
Correct.
So now the carriers and everybody are kind of focused on the business and saying the business is the one that's going to pay for this service, and it's going to flow down to us, Tatango. It's going to flow down to the aggregators, then flow down to the carrier.
Exactly. And that was, going back to the previous in the conversation, I was talking about RCS Join, and the reason that never went anywhere, there was never a business case. There was never a business case for carriers to launch it. And A2P has brought in that business case that is actually can and will be profitable. I think the GSMA and their messaging labs that they're doing has brought a great awareness to the brands and bringing them into the ecosystem to show some of the use cases, the higher click-through rates and read rates and redemptions and everything, and what can be done with RCS is really driving adoption of RCS globally. And some operators are still, when you talk to them, they don't want to invest. There's two different ways to invest. One is, build it and they will come, kind of deploy the service, get penetration, bring all the brands. When it starts making money, we're in this together, more of the revenue share model, because they still don't want to invest CapEx. So they still don't want to buy a platform. They want to either launch it from my cloud, from a different cloud, and then look at what the revenue looks like in years 3, 4, and 5 as all these campaigns and brands are starting to use RCS.